Good morning or afternoon, whichever time you're tuning in. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. Today we're going to be talking about the slope-intercept form. The slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Now if you look over here on the paper, the m is where the slope goes, and the b is the y-intercept, which is here. So if we take an equation, let's say like y equals 2x plus 7. If I take a red pen or any pen and I circle, that's the slope because it's in front of the x. And this is the y-intercept. So the way that is written is m equals 2, because that's the slope, and b, the y-intercept, is 7. So it's very simple. You just take the number in front of the x, and you take the number at the end to be the y-intercept. Then we would have one like y equals 3x minus 2. So now when we have this one, 3 is our slope. Now here's the trick. The y-intercept is a negative 2. You have to take what is with the number, whatever sign, negative or positive. So that's really critical. So m is 3, and the y-intercept is negative 2. Key number, negative 2. And we can have a couple more, like y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. Slope, negative 1/2. Y-intercept, positive 4. So I come over here. The slope is negative 1/2, and the y-intercept is 4. So again, they're very simple, nothing major. There's no mathematical calculation in these. Another one might be y equals 3/4 x minus 6. So again, we're looking at 3/4 as being the slope, and negative 6 being the y-intercept. So when we write it, the slope is 3/4, and the y-intercept is negative 6. So those are the basic ones that you will see. Now there are some very special ones, and I'm going to put red asterisks by them because they look a little different. So you would see something like this: y equals x plus 2. Now, since there is nothing in front of the x, we still have a slope, and it is not x. The slope is not x. So remember, in algebra, what you have is you have a 1 if there's nothing there. So if there's nothing in front of the x, it's a 1. So the slope is 1. And the y-intercept is still a positive 2. So again, slope is 1. Y-intercept is 2. Again, this was a special circumstance because it just had x plus 2. We put a 1 there to know that our slope is 1. Now the last type that might trick you would be y equals negative x, let's say minus 6. So in this one, there's nothing in front of the x. There's a negative sign, so that's going to make it a negative 1. So negative 1 is the slope, and the y-intercept is negative 6. So slope is negative 1. Y-intercept is negative 6. So when you do these problems, and it's just asking you what the slope is, it's anything in front of the x. And if it's asking what the y-intercept is, it's whatever is at the end. And you must take the sign with the number. As you can see, I circled -6, -6, -2. That's very important in this. So that's basically all there is to this, and it's not hard. You just have to remember that the slope is in front of the x and the y-intercept is at the end. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we are going to come back tomorrow graphing y = mx + b. I will see you tomorrow.